Hey, Ed, good morning. Stephen Reeker here. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Stephen. Doing fantastic, interesting. Look, our topic for today is medical professionals love three proactive wellness. They're looking at it not only as a product line, but as a way to increase their bottom line.
Yes. And an awful lot of them need that increase these days. I mean, the whole world has changed for them in terms of managed care. And, what the insurance companies are beating them up over and so on and so forth. The paperwork is endless.
Yeah, and I'm sure the paperwork is probably monumental. I mean, I can't imagine. Like you said, I praise real estate, and I know what you got to kind of do just for our little bit. You got to save files and do this, and so they're the medical profession has to be. Of course, I guess a lot of it is online now, but it's still you got to have somebody enter the data and all that good stuff.
You're right. But I mean, beyond that, it's just a big game. I mean, I had, I had prostate cancer just about 2 years ago almost and had surgery. And, the bills that came in were just ridiculously, I mean, huge, but they start high and then they negotiate down, or they know the insurance companies are going to pay them a lot less. So they bill a lot higher to try to arrive at some middle point that they can all live with. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really, it's mind boggling.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Like you said, yeah. So it's the struggle. The insurance companies don't want to pay out, and the doctors are, So it's like it's
Yeah, doctors have more overhead than ever. They've got malpractice insurance. They've got to have all these extra staff people to deal with all the billing headaches and everything else. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's a tough situation, and they got to work a lot harder, see a lot more patients. They're not out on the golf course 3-4 days a week like they used to be. That's for sure.
No, no, I'm sure. Yeah, well, they're saving in golf balls.
Exactly.
But hey,
Absolutely. Well,
so
let's dive.
anyway, we're talking, like you said, we're talking about the healthcare professionals, and here we are. Medical professionals, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, assistant, a lot of not only are there a lot more. We were talking bottom line and all, but there's a lot of stress involved in the industry now.
Yes.
Where they're overworked, stress, so time away from their family, these type of things. So they're all looking at other ways to generate an income stream or whatever. And three proactive wellness is the perfect vehicle.
Yep. It sure is. Definitely is.
So, like I said, three proactive wellness, helping health professionals. And with healthcare becoming more and more competitive, cumbersome, time consuming, and stressful, medical professionals like doctors, the nurses, dentists, dental assistants, chiropractors, I mean, anybody in the field, you probably know a few, Stephen, that are doing this. Some of the doctors on our advisory board, what type of doctors they are. I'm not sure all their.
They're all MDs, I believe. Whereas in most companies, they're just chiropractors. So the fact that we've attracted, a broad range of medical professionals that are legit
Yeah,
doctors,
right.
MDs and NPs, and um, I don't have their particulars in front of me right now, but
No, no,
yes,
I know.
well respected doctors that are here, because they're impressed with the products, with the science, with their own product experiences. They're not getting paid. They're here as volunteers because they really believe in what the company's doing with our very unique and disruptive delivery technologies to make sure that these nutrients and the trace minerals and everything else are being uptaken into the system at a very, very high level
Yeah.
relative to what other products are out there in the marketplace.
And we did a video Saturday on the PDR, the old physician's desk reference, which is the uh,
Prescribers digital
yeah. There
reference.
we go. It slipped my mind for a minute there. I had the physician's desk reference for so long stuck in my head that but it's you go to pdr.net, you type in three, and our six wellness products all pop up. So the
They
doctors see
do.
that we're in there, which is extremely important because there's very few supplements in the PDR.
Very few indeed, and we're the only company that has all of our products in there. Period. As it relates to supplement industry, and the FDA has to sign off on those raw ingredients before um, the PDR folks request all sorts of additional data to support the science behind the products, and then and only then do they give them a thumbs up. And we're again, Dr. Dan Gubler did a phenomenal job of
Yeah,
positioning and supporting that effort
yeah,
with those people. They can refer, they go to him because they know he's such an expert on stuff, on a lot of stuff. So
right.
it's very cool.
And well, and so the goal of what we're talking about, our initiative, and a lot of what we're doing is reaching out to the professionals in the medical field, but people are realizing now too that it's not all about going and getting high blood pressure medicine. It's about being proactive and not having high blood pressure
Correct. Correct.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
doctors are understanding. Patients are looking for this. They
Hmm.
can be part of the solution, not just giving them a prescription, but giving them the other alternative to the prescription.
Yes, I mean it's about wellness as opposed to trying to trying to throw band-aids or try to throw drugs at stuff. I mean, if you can avoid that, absolutely. I mean, if I had a magic supplement that would have prevented prostate cancer, I would have been all over that like white on rice. Fortunately, that
Yeah,
doesn't exist yet. However, putting the best nutrition in your body to try to be as proactive as you can. I mean, it could have been far worse
right.
if I hadn't been taking some of the measures that I was taking. So I might not be here at this point. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at it, and there's no guarantees. We don't make any claims, health claims or promises, of course. Treat or diagnose anything, but at the end of the day, most people will certainly acknowledge if you put good stuff in, you're giving your body every fighting chance to do what it's supposed to do to prevent disease and illness.
Yeah, and so like I said, also dental professionals are understanding too. They all are looking to increase their bottom line. There's just using, and they found that Three's proactive our products and our global e-commerce platform direct selling model has helped them to increase their bottom line.
Exactly.
So they're saying thank you Three because it's a way to, and not only to use the product line, but to also leverage other people's time, Stephen.
Yep. No, you're very right about that. I mean, excuse me, with health professionals, I mean, they're leveraging their time in that they've got staff that they're obviously paying to support their various efforts, nurses, clerical people, uh, front desk people, etc., scheduling, all the technology they have to use to follow up with their patients to make sure they don't miss their appointments, and pre-check-ins and all that kind of stuff. So all of that, excuse me, all that costs money, but enables them to see more patients. A lot of them are still recording medical notes or office visit notes into a digital recorder, and that's then transcribed or whatever, pasted into patient records. I mean, they certainly have a lot more of that information all consolidated in one place at this point. But all of that costs money as well. And the beauty of our business model is that if they share with the people in their lives, and or they have certain staff people taking on a support role with this Three product opportunity for their patients, then once again they're leveraging the time and efforts of other people. And in this case, you're talking about residual income because once the client, sorry, once the patients have that great product experience, they're then going to keep buying. And so, as opposed to you need to keep seeing, you know, Jane Doe, or in my case, Stephen, every however long to either address health concerns or have checkups and so on and so forth. So there's a continuing amount of time and effort being expended to continue to get paid. They're trading time for dollars at that point versus this business model where they are leveraging the time and efforts of other people, and the residual income aspect is certainly very attractive to those that truly understand the power of it.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like you said, here we are Three. We're independent brand ambassadors, Stephen and myself. And,
Hmm.
we're all about proactive wellness. So, right now we got a little bit of a just a little bit. We'll talk with, we're going to let Adrienne Ruiz talk. She's going into how they're between her, Amy Dunlap, and Kim Hui. They talk about how the medical professionals are really taking a good look at free. So we're going to let them do a little conversation here.
Many leaders I work with the last couple of days. I mean, literally nonstop, you know, and it's the work ethics that you all put into it. I mean, look, Adrienne, 45 T-charts. And look at you, Amy. You were in San Diego, then you were in San Jose, Northern California over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That's work. But that kind of work is a passion, what you do. But what I like to do at this point is I actually like to ask both of you. Now, what I noticed when I'm working with your T-chart and your organization, I was actually blown away. How many medical professionals, practitioners that you guys have in your organization? I'm like, oh my God, I was blown away. And I was also talking to Holly DeMond. I mean, she's like, oh, got for over 40 dentists or whatever, and professionals and in the medical field that joining her over the weekend. And so she couldn't be with us on the call today, but I want to, and I know Adrienne, Amy, you both have big team of medical professionals and practitioners. Would you share with us, and Adrienne first, would you share with us what is your approach in approaching this medical professionals in the medical field? And first, that's how you approach it. Secondly, what information do you send them? And what is your follow through? So these three processes. Adrienne, would you share with us how you built the one of the biggest, you too, and Holly, the biggest medical professional groups. So Adrienne, how would you share with us, please?
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I say it really takes one good one. I think too, once you get a really great medical professional on board, I think they see the value in it so much that I really like to work with them. You know, one of them is Dr. Bourdon. I mean, she's just fabulous. Not only did she volunteer to be on the scientific advisory board because of how she felt about the products, but she quickly learned, and we kind of taught her and showed her how to incorporate it into her office. And she ran with it. So not every health professional is going to see that, but what every health professional wants is security that they don't have. And here's why. If something were to happen to them or their hands or what they do, that's it, they're out. So they try to make as many investments as they possibly can. My objective is to come in and ask them if they're open to earning additional income in a way that can increase their bottom line, but it's not outside of their scope. Right. So when we have these wellness products, liposomal delivery, the science really speaks for itself. So I really try not to go too deeply into the science with them. I will a little bit, but I say enough that it gets them excited. But what I'm really there to do is to find out if they would like to increase their bottom line, and if so, by how much. And then we do kind of come in at more of the preferred customer way a lot of times at first, because they're more interested in like the social selling or putting a link up on their site or gathering customers. But they quickly realize, hey, I really need to be a brand ambassador, to really get this kind of, going so they can open up all the 8 ways to earn. So I really like to onboard them as a BA and then help them bring on preferred customers, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's finding out how much they want to earn, because a lot of times they're strapped for time. So how can we maximize their time? How can they have, the product price sheet up on an iPad in their office and quickly show that person, oh, hey, you're having some information issues. How about Revive, and help them create a pack or just build off of a pack that already exists. So they need quick tools a lot of times, I'll say. So having just quick price sheet available. And more than anything, how much do they want to earn at the end of the month? What's going to make this worth their time is going to be your number one thing you need to know to even pique their interest or get them to take time out of their precious time. So if they say I want to earn, $8,000 to $10,000 per month. Okay, now we got to figure out, okay, how much time are you going to fill this in, and what are you going to say at each appointment? And is that going to distract, or is it going to, elevate that process? And how can we help it elevate that process? So I think I may have just answered that super complicated.
No, you're good. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
that's perfect. Yeah, Adrienne. So first of all, it's pretty much talking to anybody for that matter, identifying what they want. Well, how do I, are they interested in increasing their bottom line in the business profit? And most owners are open to that. And so identifying what is that they want, and then you show them a solution. Now, my question is, let's say that they're open. So what's the next step? What do you send them? What do you send them, a website? What do you send them, a link, or what do you do?
Okay, so if I usually will have done a Zoom. So then at that point, I am going to send them, really just an enrollment form and say it'd be better if we got like max products in your office. But also that's if they have a place to retail those products, out in their office. So I just want to try to get them as much product in as possible so that they can have it on hand for people to walk away with. And then, of course, the next step is making sure that I've even talked to chiropractors like IT departments, and I'm like, okay, here's their link, and this is the product they like. And so we need to make sure that these are easily clickable on their website so they can point people in the right direction. If they don't have a lot of time when they're with a patient, especially a chiropractor who's using their hands, then they're going to want a more digital option. So I just try to get them on board with as much product as possible to make the transition smooth. If they want banners or stuff like that, that's fine. Sometimes they have like those rotating, you can do like a rotating video or image or something, like up front. But even just any product display will do to let people know. But I know, like, for sure, Dr. Bourdon, being a podiatrist, people come into her for issues all the time. So she almost had like a little thing where it was almost like she was writing them a script, right? Where she's like, oh, you struggle with this, boom, boom, boom. Okay, these are the products you need, take them to the front desk. Well, her business partner is her mom, and her mom was a brand ambassador too. So they were able to work together to make that happen. Oftentimes finding the person who's going to help place those orders for the doctor, in the office. So yeah.
Now, Adrian, obviously, like, we're not doctors. And when you talk to a doctor, I mean, seems like they have more like, medical knowledge than we do. So what video would you share with them? Or is there anything that you share with them about our technology that will help them to understand, like they will trust better or listen better than just a layman who's not a medical professional? What is there anything particular you would send them?
Yes. So the first video I am going to send is like what are liposomes, like Dr. Dan explaining the liposomal, just delivery system. Cause that is what sets us apart. You guys, when we say what is unique about 3, what makes us different? Because we're not a Me Too product. We really aren't. I don't believe that. When we have liposomes and cellular delivery modalities that allow our nutrition to get into our bodies better, I'm going to use tools that show the doctor that, because that's the superpower, right? A lot of them will have all these other products on their shelves already if they're already into promoting wellness. So I need to get them right off the bat to understand what makes us unique, what's different. How can we make, how can we blow out all the other products sitting on their shelf right now by making sure that they're cutting edge delivery, right? So they need to understand that first and foremost. I will send them every Dr. Dan video I can, and it depends on the doctor too. Like if it's, somebody who's geared more towards weight loss, I might send more the Vitality and the Collagen and the Eternal. If it's a chiropractor, I might send more like, Revive and Eternal and Collagen. If it's like a regular practitioner, I'm probably going to focus in on Vitality Immune, I'm just kind of thinking off my head. So I'm not leading in too big with the products. I'm leading in with what sets us apart, the delivery system.
Got it.
I think that.
So anyway, Stephen, yes, they, so really that's what sets us apart.
Yeah.
And it's really getting in and letting them realize that they can use this to increase their bottom line. So basically, they're doing a great job with that. So, if you're a medical professional, a nurse, if you're, if you need some time freedom, a way to increase your bottom line, reach out to Stephen Rieker or myself, Ed Droz. We're three independent brand ambassadors, and we're all about 3 proactive wellness.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd love to have you. I'd be happy to provide you with some of the additional information that Adrian referenced, and welcome the opportunity to partner up with you and help everybody make a difference on the planet. So join us.
Well, like you said, we're part of an entrepreneurial movement, and you can go to temovement.com because it doesn't matter what business. If you're a medical practitioner, if you're in the real estate industry, if you're just looking, if you're a small business owner and you're looking to increase your bottom line, we have a platform here that's a global platform. Matter of fact, tomorrow we're launching in the Southeast Asia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia area.
Yep, Pacific region. Yep.
Yeah, so it's exciting times here. It's great to be part of, get in front of a wave. So that's where we are, Stephen and myself. So we'd love to connect with you. So reach out to us, and we look forward to connecting.
Yep. Thanks for joining us today. And yeah, please do connect with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, man.
Have a great
Have a
day, Ed.
good day, brother. See you, buddy.
Thanks. Bye.